The story is about a owner of houses in a town forces his delinquent tenants to pay his debt, and he got fooled by some of his female tenants, and how his wife came to know about his affairs and how he get kicked out from his home. It's a Spanish romantic comedy drama. This story is from a series of Infieles, and the name of the episode is Paga Moya, the Big Pay. Released in the year of 2012. On the starting scene, Donald eagerly watching football match. Donald's wife, Jemina, and his driver, Caselli, were making out behind Donald's back. When his favorite team lost the match, he got frustrated and went to see his wife, Jemina. By not to get caught by her husband, Caselli escaped in the other way. With the frustration of losing match, he informed Jemina that he is going to collect the rents, and while leaving, Caselli came from outside. Before leaving, he gives signal to Jemina. Both arrived, and Donald orders the tenants to pay their rent. One of his unpaid tenant, Fabiana, came and told about her situation and told that her husband leaves her. In a seductive way, she told Donald to see the situation of how she take care of her aunt and no place to go. Caselli goes behind them. Donald asks about how she's going to pay the rent, and she told him about the new job based on football. By hearing this, Donald left the place. After he leaves, her aunt stops her act of being unwell and talking to her. They noticed Caselli's presence, and he ran away from them. With urge, Fabiana came to see Donald and tries to know whether Caselli informs about her acting or not. While they both talking, she told him not to tell the truth to the owner. After that, both of them went to another place to collect his money. He asked the woman to pay the rent, but she told that her business is not going well and told him to wait for a week to pay. He refused, and woman offered some foods to convince him. He refused again. Woman invited him inside her apartment. He told Caselli to stay outside. He went inside her home, and she tries to distract him, but he asks her 3 months' rent, which is not paid. She knows his weakness, and they both start to make out. Caselli sees Fabiana, and she told that she want to leave the country. While they both talking, football fans club members came and talked to Caselli about the match. Fan club guy asked Donald's whereabouts, and Caselli told that Donald went to collect his rent money in specific apartment. That guy gets angry because the woman where Donald making out is his wife, and went inside his home with his gang to beat Donald. After some beatings, Caselli went to save Donald from them. Donald came to his home with injuries. Jemina asked about the injuries. Instead of truth, Caselli told her that he was beaten by some football fans because Donald criticized the team. Jemina gets angry on them. Donald shows his anger towards Caselli. Both started to argue, and Caselli leaves. Jemina tries to stop, and Caselli told her that Donald always insulting him and told that he didn't get enough pay and want to do his taxi driver job again. While convincing him, Donald came and asked the situation. Jemina gets angry on him, insults and arguing with him because he can't even able to collect the rent and got beaten. She informs him that she is going to collect the rent with Caselli. After some time, Caselli sees Fabiana and told her that Donald got into an accident. Fabiana told him that she doesn't have any money to pay the rent and wants to leave the place without paying and ask him the idea. Later, he went to her house and removed the outlet pipe. Told her that if the property or its item looked damaged, the tenants should not pay the rent and can leave the place. On the next day, Donald told Caselli not to collect rent from Fabiana. Jemina told him that she is going to collect the rents, but Donald didn't allow that, and she argues with him and left the place. Both Jemina and Caselli were making out, and she got a call from tenants because of leakage and went to see the problem. While entering the street, all the tenants were cleaning the front house because of the leak in Fabiana, which caused by Caselli. All were complaining to Jemina and told her to vacate Fabiana home. Both of them went to her house, and Jemina finds out about the leak and suspects Fabiana. Jemina told Fabiana to leave the house. Jemina complaining about Fabiana to Donald and told him that because of house pipe broken, rent payers are angry and they said they're not going to pay. And Jemina left the place with anger. Caselli told neighborhood got flooded and how they treated Jemina because of the pipe breakdown. Then Donald gives him some money to buy some things for Fabiana. Caselli bought some items for Fabiana and started to flirt with her. He got a call from his boss, Donald. With anger, he told him to vacate Fabiana from her house. In the place of his boss, Donald, Caselli went to speak to the bakery woman and her husband, who beaten Donald, and make them an offer to stay in a better place. But he shifted them to the place where Fabiana stays before, and Fabiana shifted to their place. After Fabiana left the place, and Jemina become happy, and they both started to making out and joking around. Caselli left and went to see Fabiana and her aunt. They thanked him, and aunt left the place. Fabiana asked him about Donald. What if he finds out? And he told not to worry about him. And after that, they both started to make out. The couple who moved to Fabiana home were disturbed by bugs and rats, and they called Jemina and get angry on her. And he told Jemina the issue caused by Donald his all secrets. She told him to calm down and went to Donald and make an argument with him and question him about sleeping with women instead of collecting rents, and leaves the place. Both Caselli and Fabiana making out. Donald arrives at the place, and Fabiana's aunt insults him of how he treated the women and the husband who made a call to Jemina about the bugs arrived at the place, and accuses Donald of cheating his tenants. 3 of them arguing, and it turns into football fans. Club fight, and both the team clubs started to fight each other and become chaos. They hear the noises of people fighting outside. Caselli sees the problem and told Fabiana about how he exchanged both the tenants' home, and she told to solve the problem, but he escaped from that place. Later, he went to Jemina and dropped her at her visiting spot. In the meantime, Caselli sees the newspaper, in that he saw the news of Fabiana and her football team, and he feels disappointed.